to the next point. We should ensure whatever we say is clear.
That means work is being done. We can see that it is in opposite direction.
Hello, my students. You are welcome to today's lesson. I'm so happy to meet you again. I still remain your civic education teacher, Ruth Tanko Godwin. Today, the topic of our lesson is national security. What did I say? National security. What do we mean by national security? Let's discuss it. National security is the totality of effort put in place to guarantee the safety of the nation. I take it again. National security is the totality of effort put in place to guarantee the safety of the nation. And also, it guarantees the safety of the people and cherish common interests such as economic, political, religious, and social values. When such characteristics is taking place, we can say we have national security. A nation that has sufficient food, good, shelter, employment, opportunities, zero level of ethnic disturbance, and free from danger of attack from external aggressors is said to be in a situation of assured national security. The president or the head of government is the chief security officer of a nation. My learners, you all came from a family, and the father of the family is the head of the family, and he is the chief security officer of that family. So the nation itself is like a family. And so the president or the head of state is the chief security of the security officer of that nation. Now, why do we ask for national security? Why is it that national security is important? In every society, no society moves forward. No society lives in peace without security. And that is why we look for ways to foster national security. How can we achieve this national security? First of all, it is not only the government that brings about national security. You and I have a role to play in the society to bring about the national security of that country. And that brings us to the roles of citizens in maintaining national security. What are the roles that you and I will play to bring about national security? One of it is vigilance. What did I say? Vigilance. Citizens must be vigilant. They should look out for dangers or suspects who constitute insecurity and report to appropriate authority. We all live in a community. No one is an island. No one lives alone. And in that community, if you discover that there are people who pose a threat in that community, they pose a threat on the security of that community, you are supposed to report. And how can you be able to identify such people? You have to be vigilant. And if you are vigilant and you are able to observe and identify such people and you report it to the appropriate authority, it means that you have also helped in the security of that community and the nation at large. Another role you and I can play is patriotism. What did I say? Patriotism. Citizens should show love and respect for their country and be ready to make supreme sacrifice when need be to defend the country by joining the security outfit. Like you always hear the jingles on radios, television, and other public announcement that security is the responsibility of each and every one of us. We are all responsible for our security. So, but before then, we have to be patriotic. You can never be security conscious or protect the security of your nation without being patriotic. So, as a citizen, you have to be patriotic. And being patriotic, you can go further to even join any security outfit of your choice so as to maintain the security of your nation. That is another role you can play as a citizen of a particular country to maintain its security. Law-abiding citizens should obey the laws of the land, and they should not do anything to jeopardize its peaceful coexistence. You have to be a law-abiding citizen. You all know the laws of your society, the constitution of your society. If you don't follow that laws, you don't follow the constitution, you will pose a threat to other citizens. For example, one of the law is to protect or to respect private opinion of others or their private properties. You respect the norms and values of your society. Now, if you don't do that, it means you are going against the law. And if you are going against the law, you will end up stepping against the freedom of others. And if you step against the freedom of others, those people may revoke, and you find out that they will also be a threat to you. And with that, the national security cannot be achieved. So one of the roles for you to maintain national security as an individual is for you to be a law-abiding citizen. The next one is citizens should assist others when put under security threat by either hoodlums or rather unwanted element. My learners, you know, we have been having this problem of security issues. Security issues that you hear that bandits, hoodlums, kidnappers go to a certain community, they kidnap people, they do away with their things, or they vandalize their things. Lives and properties are lost. Now, sometimes when a neighbor is being attacked by this bad element, other neighbors will look at it as if they are not concerned about that. And we said security is the responsibility of each and every one of us. You find out that somebody may be crying for help, or a neighbor observe that another neighbor is in danger. He will not raise alarm. He will feel that it is none of his business because that person, because his own household or his member, the member of his household are not attacked. It is not supposed to be so. It is not supposed to be so. We are supposed to be our brother's keepers. And how can we be our brother's keeper? If one of our neighbor is in danger, we have to raise alarm. We have to go to the appropriate authority, report to the appropriate authority. When that is done, you find out that that problem can easily be tackled, can easily be arrested. And if you do not report, remember that those hoodlums will get away with what they are doing. And when they get away with what they are doing, tomorrow they will come back again. They will have more confidence, more power to come back and do whatsoever they are doing. And who knows, it may be your turn next. So it is always advisable that we should be our brother's keepers. We should watch the back of one another so that this security threat can be arrested early before it gets out of hand. And when you do that, you are playing your own role as individual to protect national unity. The next role you can play as individual is that citizens should provide adequate information to security agencies to prevent breakdown of laws and orders from suspected criminals. My learners, this is like a continuation of what I just finished explaining. Sometimes a certain criminal offense or a certain security threat will happen in a certain community. The security agents may want to get information so as to be able to get to the root of the matter and solve the problem. But when you go to the community, you are trying to maybe interview the citizens of that community. You find out that some people will not want to cooperate with the security agent. Reason based known to them. Some are afraid that if they bring out vital information, those hoodlums or those criminals will come after them. But little they do not know that even if you give the information or not, if they really want to come after you, they will come after you. And if you give out information that will help the security personnel to get to the root of the matter, they will be able to solve the problem early. And also, you'll find out that sometimes, even when the security agents comes to the community to make inquiries, instead, the citizens of that community will look at the security agents as if they are even their enemies, which is not supposed to be so. Like the police always say, the police is your friend. And only when you take them as a friend and you trust them and you are able to give them information that is needed, that they will be able to serve you well. So you, as a citizen of a society, your role is to help the security agent by giving them information that will help them. Remember, these security agents, they are not angels. Neither do they know everything. And remember, when a certain unfortunate event happens, they are not always there. So the only way they can get to the root of the matter, the only way they can help that community is for the community to cooperate with them so as to get to the root of the matter to ensure security of that community, which will bring about national security. We also have one of the rules that you can play as a citizen is well-to-do citizens should assist the security operatives with modern gadgets and equipment, which government at various levels cannot supply alone. You find out that sometimes citizens will be complaining that there is not enough security in a particular area. Like what is happening these days. Everybody is complaining that we have problem of security in our nation. And they are saying the security agents are not doing enough, or the government are not doing enough. No, you and I have a role to play. The government cannot do all for us. There are some security gadgets that is needed, that the security agents need to use. We have wealthy Nigerians who can afford to buy such gadgets. If only all of them or all of us are patriotic enough to be able to buy such gadgets and donate it to the security agency of our community. Let's start with our community first. Doing that will motivate the security agents to be able to have equipment to use it to the success of their work, and that will bring security, national security, or the community security, and which will affect the national security at large. So these are so many things that we can do, so many roles that you and I can play to bring about national security. Now, I know you will be saying, I am just emphasizing on roles played by individuals, roles played by individuals. Now, what is the government doing to bring about national security? Well, my learners, the government are playing a very vital role. In fact, they are up and doing to ensure that there is security in the society, so that you and I, the society will be a better place for you and I to live in. So, and that brings us to the agencies responsible for maintaining national security. All these agencies are created, formed, financed, executed by the government, just to ensure the security of life and property in the nation. So let's look at these agencies. We are going to look at some of these agencies one after the other. Some of the agencies put in place by the government to ensure national security is, number one, the military. The military. It consists of the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. They are saddled with the responsibilities of protecting the territorial integrity of the country against external aggression and assisting other agencies in maintaining internal security where need be. That is the responsibility of the military. Can you see that? They protect you from external attack so as to maintain the security of the nation. We also have the police. The police enforce the laws of the nation and see to the arrest and prosecution of law offenders. They are saddled with internal security through obedience of law and other. The police protect your internal security so as to make sure that we, the citizens, are law-abiding. Because like I told you, if you don't obey the law of the land, you are also a threat to the national security. We have the paramilitary. These are the customs, immigration, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, which is normally known as NSCDC. National Drug Law Enforcement, which is known as NDLEA. Federal Road Safety Corps, which is known as FRSC. Now, we are going to pick one after the other. What is their role? What is the role of this paramilitary in protecting the national security? How do they operate? The customs ensure the economic is not sabotaged. That is, they ensure what enters the country, what goes out of the country, to make sure that it is not the wrong thing, or make sure it is based on the law. The immigration prevent illegal aliens who could constitute danger to internal security. They ensure who comes in and who goes out of the country. While the Civil Defense Corps are saddled with the responsibility of preventing vandalization of the national assets like pipelines, electricity, cables, and so on and so forth. We also have the National Drug Law Enforcement. These agencies combat illicit trade in hard drugs, which induce people to violate laws and cause mayhem. The Road Safety Corps is to prevent loss of valuable human resources and properties through road carnage, or we'll say through road accident. So, my dear, you can see that the government are doing a lot. All these agencies are put in place to protect, to bring about national unity. We also have the Directorate of State Security. What are they doing? They are normally known as DSS. What are they doing? They are the undercover agencies saddled with gathering secret information to prevent violation of the state security. They are most cases not noticeable because they bear that name secret, under secret cover. You may not identify them, but they are there to get secret information, get security information, so as to protect the nation against any further security threats. My learners, you can see that the government themselves have put so many programs in place, put so many agencies in place to make sure that they ensure the national security of that society. My learners, with this discussion we just had, you have now understood, I am sure you've now understood that there is a role to play for the national, you as a citizen, the national security, and also there's a role the government will play. So we've been able, in our lesson, we've been able to see the definition of national security. We've been able to discuss the role individuals play in national security, and we've been able to discuss the agencies government put in place to ensure our national security. When all this is done in the ideal situation, our national security is 100% sure. There will be no threat or little threat to our national security. My learners, before I go, I want to give you an assignment which you will do it and send it to me before we meet in our next lesson. The questions goes like this. Number 1, define national security. What do we mean by national security? Number 2, mention 4 roles you can play as an individual to promote national security. You as an individual listening to me, I want you to mention 4 roles. According to our discussion, 4 roles you can play as a citizen of a nation to bring about national or promote national security. Then, the last but not the least is list out agencies used to maintain national security. List out agencies to use to maintain national security. Let me take the assignment again for those of you that have not really gotten all the questions. Number 1, define national security. Define national security. Number 2, mention 4 roles you can play as an individual to promote national security. Mention 4 roles you can play as an individual to promote national security. The next one is list out agencies used to maintain national security. List out agencies used to maintain national security. For further reading and understanding, you can follow this reference, Civic Education for Senior Secondary School by I.O. Emole. Civic Education for Senior Secondary School by I.O. Emole. Then we also have Civic Education for Colleges by Ayodele. Civic Education for Colleges by Ayodele. And you can also Google and get other references to read and understand. And for further questioning, or you want to send your assignment, you can send it via this number, 080-240-40570. I take it, 080-240-40570. You can send it on WhatsApp, or you can give me a call. Thank you for listening, and read your books and stay safe.